What's up, everybody? Paul here from the Hoops Crew, and it's Nuff of the Week time, our final for the home and away season 2024. And we'll wait and see. When it comes to finals, there's less stupidity that goes on, but there might be some real gems. So we'll potentially be back at it in the next couple of weeks. But today, our final recipient for Nuff of the Week from the home and away season for 2024 goes to the clown from the Carlton Football Club who thought it wise to throw a bottle at a goal umpire today. Why? I don't know. It's not like they were making any decisions that impacted the game. But a goal umpire took a hit to the back of the head. We'll go through some of the footage in a sec, and we'll kind of unpack the situation that's unfolded since. So bear with me for a second. We're going in some audio. I need to be able to hear it as well. We're going to launch to the AFL side here. This comes directly from the AFL, afl.com.au. Of course, it's got the 7 watermark on it, so I don't know what's going to happen here. Ben, I'm sorry if we got demonetized for this, but let's kick it off here and kind of pick through Abby Holmes talking about it, Brian Taylor, Daisy Thomas, etc. Let's go.
We have had an umpire interchange, guys. So the goal umpire's come from the ground. He's going down into the umpires' rooms, and Chelsea Roffey is into the goal.
You can see the claret at the back of his head.
What possible injury could keep a goal umpire from standing there?
He's got claret streaming from the back of his head, Brian.
Has he?
Yes, we saw that.
Gee,
Yes,
I hope he hasn't been hit by
well,
something.
that's exactly right. Yeah, hopefully it's just maybe a self-inflicted one with a straight flag, but yeah, hopefully it isn't crowd involved.
This is a
And
goal
here's the
umpire
footage.
hit by a trifle. With
Oh, no.
bottle, is it?
Well, that is just completely unacceptable.
So, Carlton fan, because of course you clearly are one. You wouldn't be a St Kilda supporter there in the day, and you were sitting amongst all the Carlton cheer squad. You're a cockhead. You're a dead set fuckwit. So let's get that out of the way. I've dropped my bombs. Apologies to all children who are watching, but if the shoe fits, you got to call it as it is. So that bloke is a dead set moron, and just like the cowardly act, they then cowardly left the ground early, according to some reports. ABC Sport was reporting that the person basically fled the ground, started making their way home. I don't know, in some sort of dumbass attempt to think like they're going to get away with it. Of course they won't. There's so many cameras at the ground. Police had already started an investigation before the game was already over. And it's only a matter of time before this piece of shit is found. Now, I'm not going to say this is like some unbelievably heinous act or something like that. There's far worse things that someone can do to someone. But at the end of the day, this goal umpire is completely defenseless, has his back to the crowd, and there is a level of faith and trust that you want to place in the community when you are a player or an official at a football game or any sporting event for that matter. Because you are there to entertain, you are there to officiate, you are there to do your job, whatever that job may happen to be. And your back is to the crowd. But that crowd can be drinking a lot, could be under the influence of other substances, could just genuinely be dickheads. And unfortunately, we're getting more and more scenarios pop up, whether it's people giving players hugs or throwing bottles at them, or racial abuse. There's more and more stories emerging of negative crowd interactions with players. And what I really worry about is the possibility that we start to see what we see at various other stadiums around the world. Now, some of them are by nature of the sport themselves. I think about baseball, where they've got the high boundaries and those sorts of things. And really, for the most part, that eliminates the need for players to physically interact with the crowd anyway. But I think about what we see in India with gigantic fences around the stadiums there. And that keeps the crowd in check, keeps them away from the players. It minimizes interactions that shouldn't be happening. And I worry that we're going to get to a point where we have to line the fence with security all the time because we're fearful of what could happen. We have to, and sorry, I guess through this whole thing, I haven't touched on streakers and what damage they can sometimes do. It's this sort of behavior is just completely unnecessary, irresponsible, and downright stupid. And so that piece of shit has further jeopardized the experience for others. We see so many players in the AFL, hand out little footballs to kids after the game, but there's going to be a point in time if there's more and more of these sorts of things. And I know this wasn't directed at a player, but it's possibly because the person responsible, don't know who it is, has got such a shit throw they couldn't target the St Kilda players they were clearly upset with. There's going to be a point where if more and more of these sorts of things continue, players and officials are going to be encouraged not to interact with the crowd. And that would be a really disappointing thing for this sport and any other. If we can't trust the audience that's there to behave in an appropriate way, and not that it's okay, but of course there's going to be stupid things said from over the fence. But when the player's physical health is at risk, and there's a bit of me that's also thinking about that A-League match where the crowd surged onto the ground and went after a player. Like, there is just so many unnecessary behaviors going on, from drunk and disorderly, influenced, or just downright stupid individuals that are putting these games at risk for the thousands, millions of other people who just want to enjoy it and who want to celebrate and potentially get close to their favorite players and maybe have a really positive interaction with them. And it's the 1% that's ruining that for the rest. And this dickhead is part of that 1%. Now, the talk immediately sprung up that they're going to get a lifetime ban. And absolutely they deserve that. My worry is that it's so hard for these sort of things to be monitored and maintained. We've heard about people, the guys who got into like the Melbourne rooms during the 2021 grand final in Perth. They got in, they're down in the rooms. They shouldn't have been. The ones who'd come in from Victoria and had, broke through lockdowns and all those sorts of things and got in. And they got lifetime bans or year-long bans, or they got bans, but still managed to attend games because, of course, the security can't keep tabs on the one or two people out of the hundreds of thousands that might attend the 2024 grand final or any other match for that matter, where there's, tens of thousands of people in attendance. It's so hard to maintain. So not only does there need to be a lifetime ban, but there needs to be a way that I feel, and this is, a layman, and I don't have the perspective that the AFL does or the various security teams have, but there needs to be some way that we can clamp down further on these people, because some people seem to be flaunting it still. They seem to be dodging these bans. And if it's not like, I don't know, maybe as the AFL, you're within your rights to go, no, we'll get legal on this guy. You've essentially assaulted someone. Get legal on them. Ruin their life. I'm okay with it. The AFL's got all the legal power in the world to be able to do it, and they've got the grounds to be able to do it. So fucking destroy this person. And if you're the clown responsible and you're watching this, fuck you. Like, dead set, you're the worst kind of individual. And I hope, since I record this moments after Port Adelaide has gotten the points against Freo and Carlton has managed to continue on to the finals, I'm sorry to every other genuinely good Carlton supporter. Pommy, Terry, we know some wonderful people involved with the Carlton Football Club. I'm friends with Nick Austin, who's the list manager at Carlton. Like, there's great people there, but unfortunately, thanks to this piece of shit, there's nothing I want more than to see you guys get absolutely railed by Brisbane next week. Like, buried. 100 points. That'd be awesome. No, like, Brisbane gets the foot on the throat early and buries you. I'm feeling vindictive, and it's weird because I don't have a stake in this, but we all have a stake in this. All of these behaviors impact the experience for the consumer, be it on the other side of the TV or be it someone specifically who is attending the game in the future. So again, please, if you're that sort of person, just don't. Be better than this. And I suspect you, the incredible people who watch the Hoops crew and indulge in all our content, you're not that sort of person. But if you are, or if you've done something dumb in the past and maybe you've just somehow dodged the bullet, maybe don't get on the drink at a game. Because there's going to be a point in time where you might have kids and you want to bring them to the game and they can't have the interactions that we all have now because of your own stupid behaviors in the past. Clean it up now while we've still got a chance. that's where we're going to wrap things up for Nuff of the Week this week. It may or may not be the final one for the year. We'll just have to wait and see there. But of course, there's so much other Hoops Crew content you can check out. The chaps do their previews and reviews. They're really ramping things up. Of course, we have the AFLW season kicking off this week. So they've got a season preview in place. Ben's doing videos all the time, whether it's post-game live. You've got my reaction videos. There's a whole bunch of other videos we've been putting up speculating about where Christian Petrarca is going to end up, finals candidates. That's obviously sorted now. There's a whole range of different videos that we've been putting up on the channel there. Go check all of it out. If you want early access to those things, you could consider joining our Patreon. You can sign up for a 7-day free 100% access trial where you can get early access to everything. You can get exclusives that are only there for patrons and more. And then for $5 for the month, consider sticking around and checking out more of what we do. We're on socials at the Hoops Crew. You can find me at Paul James Games. And until next time, that is Nuff of the Week for Home and Away season 2024. Fuck you, Carlton bottle throwing supporter. And until next time, remain Geelong strong, and I'll see you later.